Hello Bearcasters, and welcome to another edition of Bearcat Blitz. I'm William Wolkoff. The Bearcats football team is halfway through their regular season, posting a 5-1 record so far. This has been due to a solid running game offensively from George Wynn, quarterback Munchie Legault, and Ralph David Abernathy. They have combined for 8 rushing touchdowns, 4 of them coming from Wynn. The receiving corps has also done an exceptional job this year in providing a variety of outlets for Munchie Legault. So far this season, 6 different receivers have caught touchdown passes. Defensively, the Bearcats have aided any poor offensive performances so far this season. Senior linebacker Greg Blair went from not starting a game last year to leading the Bearcats in tackles this year with 26, while pulling down 2 interceptions. Senior defensive lineman Walter Stewart has racked up 5 sacks in just 5 games. And the secondary has also improved a lot from last season. They have only allowed 5 touchdown passes in their first 6 games. Although there have been many bright spots on this team, there are also some aspects of the team that aren't so good. Quarterback Munchie Legault has only completed 53% of his passes, while throwing 5 interceptions in his first 6 games. Kicker Tony Miliano has missed 3 field goals this season, with 2 coming against weaker opponents in Miami and Fordham. So, a school with a 5-1 record at this time of the season usually indicates that they are well on their way to a bowl game. However, number 16 Louisville and number 15 Rutgers are the 2 teams ahead of the Bearcats in the Big East Conference. What will it take for the Bearcats to win the Big East Conference and clinch a BCS Bowl? Well, they can start by not turning the ball over. Munchie must make better decisions when throwing the ball. Another thing they can do is simply not allow the big play to happen. A kickoff return touchdown cost the Bearcats dearly against Toledo, and it's those types of plays that can cost you a game. And they will also need victories over both Louisville and Rutgers. The men's soccer team took on Rutgers last Saturday and came away with a 1-0 win at Gettler Stadium. It was an intense game that was locked at 0-0 until the 88th minute when sophomore Cole DeNormandi punched in the game-deciding goal from Shamar Shelton. DeNormandi has scored in 2 straight games and was one of 5 Big East players to be named to the College Soccer News National Team of the Week. The Bearcats are now 6-7-4 overall this year and 3-3-2 in Big East play. Their last home game of the regular season will be at Gettler Stadium on Saturday when they host Louisville. The women's soccer team had their final regular season game last Friday at Louisville. Unfortunately, they couldn't come away with the W, suffering a tough 2-1 loss in overtime. UC senior forward Liz Miller scored the lone goal for the Bearcats in the 16th minute. Goalkeeper Christina Utley produced a career-high 16 saves, but that still wasn't enough to beat the Cardinals. The Lady Bearcats finished 4-13-1 overall this season and just 1-10 in conference play. These records resulted in the termination of head coach Michelle Salmon. A search for her successor has begun. The volleyball team recently finished a long 4-game road trip. They went 3-1 with wins over UConn, St. John's, and most recently, Syracuse. The Bearcats beat down the Orange 3-0. Senior Emily Hayden led the way with 12 kills in that game, and the Bearcats improved their record to 9-13 overall and 7-3 in Big East play. They have a big matchup this week against Louisville at Fifth Third Arena on Sunday. The game will be televised on ESPNU, and the Bearcats will be wearing pink in honor of breast cancer awareness. If you're going to the volleyball game Sunday, make sure to wear pink. The men's and women's cross-country teams competed in the Big East meet on Friday in the Bronx. The race was held at Van Cortlandt Park, one of the most historic cross-country courses in the nation. The men placed 7th out of 14 teams, while the women placed 8th out of 15 teams. The top runner for the men was Colin Cotton, who finished the 8K race in a time of 25:15:33. For the women, sophomore Emily Clay ran the 5K race in 22:45:52. The Bearcats' next race will be in Madison, Wisconsin for the NCAA Great Lakes Regional Championship on November 9th. Well, the men's basketball team begins exhibition play against Grand Valley State on Monday, October 29th. The Bearcats are preseason ranked number 18 in the AP Top 25. Their first regular season game will be against Tennessee Martin at Fifth Third Arena on November 11th. This past offseason, guard Deion Dixon and forward Yancey Gates graduated from UC, which leaves a tough hole to fill in the Bearcats starting lineup. However, I believe two newcomers can eventually emulate the success that Dixon and Gates had. These newcomers are 6'7" junior forward Titus Rubles, who is a transfer from Blinn College in Texas, and 7'1" center David Nyarsik from Sudan. These two players are compelling because I can see them having the same on-court chemistry as Dixon and Gates. They are both taller than their predecessors, which could make life a little bit easier for them. Of course, the stud we're all looking forward to seeing play this year is junior guard Sean Kilpatrick. He has been rated by numerous magazines as the best shooting guard in the Big East Conference. It'll be interesting to see how he follows up last season's performance, in which he averaged 14 points a game. The Bearcats have a tough schedule this year, and not just in the Big East. Outside of conference play, the Bearcats will participate in the Global Sports Invitational in Las Vegas against Iowa State and potentially Oregon or UNLV. At home, they face Alabama and New Mexico. And of course, they have the Crosstown Classic against Xavier at US Bank Arena. Besides Xavier, the one out-of-conference game I'm personally eyeing is New Mexico. They were ranked number 21 at the end of the last season and have an absolute killer guard in Kendall Williams. He averaged 4 assists a game last year. For all of us here at Bearcast, I'm William Wolkoff. Make sure to join us next week for another edition of Bearcat Blitz.